Now, coming to the clinical features of patellofemoral dislocation or instability. What could be the cause? One of them could be in case of acute, there are different signs and symptoms, but with the chronic recurrent dislocation, patient may have a very different sets of signs and symptoms which may present with it. First and foremost is always the chronicity of the symptoms. Patient will always come up with a long history and duration of these symptoms. Patient may have multiple episodes in which, and patient may have actually developed a trick movement to reduce the patella itself as well. Sometimes the patient come and tell you that it does dislocates when I do go from flexion to extension, but this is what I do, and I bring it back when during the flexion of the knee joint. So over the period of time, patient actually learns how to redislocate the patella and move on and carry on his or her activities of daily living. The first and foremost symptom which patient usually comes despite having a chronic symptom is maybe patient may come with acute pain. For example, there was a period of recurrent dislocation, but that was painless. But this time when it dislocated, it has become acutely painful. There is swelling in the knee and I just cannot bring it back. This could be kind of an acute on chronic sort of a situation in which the patient may have issue for quite a long time, but may have acutely exacerbated and resulting in acute severe pain which may be present despite having a disease of chronic recurrent dislocation. Then other is knee may be stuck in flexion. Usually these patients develop certain trick movements or tendencies in which they can reduce their patellar dislocation and flexion, but sometimes patellar dislocating may get stuck in, and this results in actually jamming of the knee, and knee may be stuck in flexion. As a result, this may produce acute pain or swelling as well around the knee joint, and patient may now come up with the problem that actually patient had this problem for quite a long time, but now the knee has become jammed in the flexion and he or she cannot actually extend his or her knee. Other is the patient may fall to the ground. There's, for example, again, this may be associated with acute onset of symptoms over a chronic problem. And patient may fall because there may be a tear in the quadricep muscle, may be tear of the other ligaments as well, and patient may not be able to bear weight over the knee joint as well. Then tenderness which may be present, especially medial side tenderness. Why? Because patient may had actually an acute episode way back. For example, in our case study, she had some problem maybe at the age of 14 years. Maybe it was acute dislocation she suffered from during playing in some form of a soccer or any other game. And then from that onwards, it developed pain and swelling, which could be reduced. But despite reconstruction and procedure done on medial patellofemoral ligament, it still had insufficiency and leading to medial-sided pain. And as usually the most commonly the tear which develops in acute is mostly related to medial patellofemoral ligament, and therefore usually these patients have medial sided tenderness and medial joint line pain as well. You need to rule out medial meniscal injury as well, especially when you have medial joint line tenderness along with the patellar dislocation as well. Then it could be swelling. If it's acute, patient may have recurrent dislocations happening for quite a long time, but this dislocation was more severe and resulted in acute pain, swelling, and maybe development of problems in the flexion of the knee joint as well. And patient may have a fixed flexion deformity along the knee. Knee may be jammed in flexion along with the swelling, tenderness, and all that. Or patient may again have, actually in case of an acute setting, patient may have a lot of hemarthrosis or hematoma which may develop in case of the acute dislocation. Usually when this knee with the swelling is aspirated, in case of acute, it's mostly always frank blood. But if it's effusion, this may be related to the chronic dislocation or chronic nature of the injury. But the patient may have tendency of having a chronic knee dislocation, but may have developed an acute or chronic type of dislocation, which is now presents with frank hematoma or hemarthrosis of the knee joint as well. Other clinical features which we need to assess, especially during our examination, is always when you're examining the patient, you'll always look or inspect the knee from the front. If you see it over here, this is the flexion is happening and you cannot appreciate patellar dislocation, but on the right side you can very well clearly see the patella is going towards the lateral side or of the outer border of the knee joint. This means this patella is actually malaligned, or what you can go for other type of an examination as well, that you can look for malalignment of the knee as well as hip and foot and ankle. The patient may have some form of external tibial torsion and may have some form of miserable malalignment syndrome as well. You need to calculate the Q angle as well, and Q angle may be raised in case of chronic knee dislocation. Patient may have genoamalgam over the knee joint, or patient may have a positive patellar apprehension test as well. Or when we get an X-ray, especially the sunrise merchant views, we may see this sort of a picture. You can appreciate it over here. There's a trochlear groove and the patella is going laterally and outward. Or patient can have actually patellar apprehension test may be positive. You can see it over here that actually the patella is being held between the examiner's thumb and the index finger, and examiner is trying to dislocate it laterally. When it goes, it can go up till 4 quadrants. 4 quadrants means frank dislocation, but usually up to 2 quadrants of displacement laterally is normal. If more than that, this means there's an abnormal subluxation or dislocation. And whenever you look at the face of the patient, you may be having a bit of a pain. Our patient may be apprehensive that now when the examiner is pushing it more laterally, there will be time when it will dislocate frankly. This is termed as patellar apprehension test, may be positive as well. Other tests which may be done is actually called as a J-shift test or J test, in which when the knee is brought from the flexion to extension, you can appreciate there's actually the maltracking of the patella leading to a J sign being positive, that patella maltracks in the form of a J when the knee is brought from flexion to extension. So these were all the clinical features which patient may present. Depending upon its acute or its chronic, different features may have different intensity with which they may present. But usually clinical history with previous history of some form of dislocation or trauma, with all these examination points like apprehension, J sign is positive, increased patellar tilt, all these usually point out towards recurrent patellar dislocation.